Good morning, dear students. Myself, Dr. D. Raguraman, Associate Professor at Department of Automobile Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. This video class, we will see the topic kinematics of particles. It is coming as another Unit 4 in the course name Engineering Mechanics. Course code is U20MEET01. So this video lecture is prepared by myself, Dr. D. Raguraman, Department of Automobile Engineering, and Dr. K. Selvakumar, Department of Mechanical Engineering. We had already seen in the previous video lectures, we had seen about what is engineering mechanics, and that we had seen statics as well as dynamics. Statics is what we will be dealing with the study of forces, which is the body under a red condition. Now, whenever you are going to consider the study of a motion, the body under a motion condition, when you are going to consider forces, that will be said to be kinetics. Without consideration of forces, and if you are going to see about the motion, about displacement, velocity, acceleration, without consideration of force, which is causing the motion, that will be what kind said to be as a kinematics. This video lecture, we will focus on the case of kinematics. As kinematics is what? It is the study of motion, that is displacement, velocity, acceleration, and time. That is without reference to the cause of motion. That is regardless of force. The force which is required to cause the motion, that we are not studying. That's what this video lecture is focusing on, kinematics of particles. But kinetics means you are going to consider the forces acting on the body and the resulting motion caused by the given forces. That is what kinetics. And in case of kinematics, we are going to see about rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. But anyway, this video lecture is limited with rectilinear motion. And the meaning of rectilinear motion is studying the position, velocity, and acceleration of particle as it moves along a straight line. And in the case curvilinear motion, we will be having a position, velocity, and acceleration of a particle as it moves along a curved line. In rectilinear motion, as the rectilinear motion is what? It is the studying of the position, velocity, and acceleration of a particle whenever the particle is moves along a straight line. Like if you are seeing this photograph, you will be better understanding it. Vehicles that is moving on a national highways. If you are seeing national highways, that is most of the national highways, if you are seeing that is being straight roads. On the straight road, if the vehicles are moving, that will be what? It is following a straight path. So at that time, if you are considering the analysis of individual vehicles, velocity at valve velocity, it is moving after a particular time, what will be the respective position, that if you are analyzing, that is what you will be making analysis of rectilinear motion. Same thing you can consider for the train. Okay, in the train also you can able to see the bullet train. That is what you say moving in a straight line path. So that is what you will be making as a rectilinear motion examples. And now we are going to deal with rectilinear motion problems. How to solve the rectilinear motion problems? Particle moving along a straight line is what it is said to be a rectilinear motion. If you are seeing here, O is the origin, and each having a 1 meter distance, and O is the origin. Now you can see it is moving with a displacement position x distance. It is moving to x distance. That is what point P. It is moving to point P. So here it is moving a right side direction. That is positive displacement. Similarly, you can be having a negative displacement. Going left side is what? A negative displacement. So a position coordinate of a particle, that is what is defined by plus or minus. It is defined as plus or minus distance of a particle. So you are making plus or minus distance of a particle from a fixed origin on the line. And you can see here the motion of the particle is known if the position coordinate for particle is known for every value of time t. A motion of the particle may be expressed in the form of a function. So for an example, you can take a function x equal to 6t square minus t cube. That is being a function. So the displacement will be the x. That is the dependent on time function. So time function is the dependent. So if you are knowing the time, you can able to form the graph of x versus t. So for each time period, if you are going to put the time period, if you are putting 0, okay, 0 multiplied by anything is 0. So at x, you will be getting 0. And if you are going to put 2 seconds, okay, for a 2 seconds, you will get 2 square 4. So 16 to 4, 24, okay, 24 minus 8, you will get 16, okay. Like that, you can make a substitution, you can able to form the relation between the x and the t. So that is what the function of time. As a function of time, the displacement will be varying. That is what you will be having a particle moving from time to time, it will be moving. So that is what you will be creating a function. So this is what you are going to see on the upcoming slide, how to solve the problem whenever it is given with the functions. So now you can see you are going to consider a particle, okay. You are going to consider a particle that occupies the position P at time t and P dash at t plus del t. You are having the change in time. Okay, that is what you are having a particular time. At the particular time, you will be having the point P. Then after a time, you are having the change in displacement. Initially, it has the position x, but after change in time del t, you are having change in position also. You have the change in position. So you can able to say the velocity. Velocity will be what? It is changing with respect to time. So if a car is moving from one station to another station, okay, so you will be getting that you are having a particular position at a time of suppose if you are taking an example of a time, it has started at 10 a.m. At 10:20, it has reached to a nearby city, okay, and again further 30 minutes if you are adding, then it will be going to cross another place, another village or another town. It is going to cross, okay. That is what you will be getting the change of a position. That with respect to change of time also getting changing, and as it is moving continuously, you will get change of a displacement also. That's what average velocity, if you are seeing, you will be getting a change in displacement divided by change in time. That is what this del x divided by del t, okay. And similarly, instantaneous velocity, if you have to see, you have to apply the limit. Limit del t tends to 0, the same del x by del t if you are putting, you can get at a particular instant, you can able to identify what will be the velocity. So once you are knowing that, you can be able to make a velocity and time function graph also. Okay. So here you will be getting the velocity is greater than 0, it will go towards the positive position. If it is less than 0, you will be making a retardation. So you will be getting reducing of speed. So you will get into a negative state. So instantaneous velocity, it may be a positive or negative. The magnitude of velocity is what is referred to as a particle speed. And also from the definition of a derivative, we will be getting v will be what? That is limit del t tends to 0, del x by del t, that is being dx by dt. That is a change in displacement dx divided by change in time dt. So as an example, as we have seen already a function, x being a function of a time, x equal to 60 square minus t cube itself we can take. So you can able to make what is the velocity from this. Velocity is being what? It is being dx by dt. So change in displacement with respect to time. So dx by dt. So by that, you can able to differentiation of this one. 60 square, if you are differentiating, that will be what? So nx power n equal to what? N into x power n minus 1. So by that you will be getting 6 into 2, 12, 2 minus 1 power 1. Okay. Similarly, it is 3t, 3 minus 2. Okay. So 3t square. So by differentiation you are getting this as 12t minus 3t square. So now you consider a particle with velocity v at a time t and v dash at t plus del t, because you are having a change in velocity. V dash means what? A change in velocity after t seconds, del t seconds. So you have initially velocity v, but after the change in time, you will be having a change in velocity. Like whatever you have seen in the case of displacement, at position t, you will be having displacement x. Then if you are considering del t, you will be having del x. Like that in velocity also, you will be having the change in velocity after some time. That's subjected to if you are making acceleration. Otherwise, if you are not making accelerating, you will not be having the change in velocity. The same velocity will continue. That conditions will be available. Whatever the problem you are seeing, that will be available. Either you are having a constant velocity or you are having a variable velocity. If you have a variable velocity, it needs some time. After some time, you will get a change in velocity. So now instantaneous acceleration. Whenever you are making acceleration, this is what? This is the case. You have the v, and if you are changing the v, then you are accelerating. You are going at this position at a speed of 50 kilometer. Okay, that is the speed. Okay, velocity means you can make conversion into meter per second. Okay, then you will be having after a particular period of time. Okay, you have crossed the city limit and you are going on a highway means you will be raising your acceleration. It will be going 90 kilometer, 100 kilometer speed with respect to city drive. You will be making 45 kilometer speed and 40 kilometer speed only, but you can able to increase whenever you are going on the highway. Okay, so that's what you will be having the change in velocity. How it is happen? You are making acceleration. That is what instantaneous acceleration A is limit del t tends to 0. That is being del v by dt, change in velocity with respect to time. So from the definition of derivative, we are making that acceleration will be what? Limit del t tends to 0. That will be equal to del v by del t equal to dv by dt. Like we have seen, the case of an accelerate, the case of an velocity you have seen, it is being dx by dt. Now acceleration is what? Dv by dt. And also you are knowing velocity is what? Dx by dt. So that you are getting twice the displacement function. Okay, that is why you will be getting d square x by dt square, as b is what? Dx by dt. So twice you are making differentiation of x, you can able to get a acceleration. So again, we have the example, the previous example we had seen, the function of the x with respect to t, then velocity function we are getting by differentiating that one. Finally, we got a 12t minus 3t square. Again, from that, again you are making differentiation of this. So 3t square will be what? Minus 60, but 12t, while you are differentiating, you are getting only a number 12. Okay, that is what? 12 minus 60. By differentiation, you are getting acceleration as 12 minus 60. For this also, you can able to make graph with respect to time. So time versus acceleration graph you can able to make. At the time 0, you will be going to put a 0 means only 12 value you can get positive. Okay. If you are putting a 2, then 12 minus 2 you will get only a. So if you are putting a 2, 12 minus 2 you will be getting a 0. That's what it is getting a, at the 0 position. Okay. Then if you are getting a 4, okay, it will be 24, then it is minus 12. Okay. By substitution, you can able to make a formation of a graph acceleration versus time. So now we are going to solve a problem by this condition. As we are knowing, displacement is what once it is getting with respect to time, if it's moving, you will be getting a velocity. So v will be what? Dx by dt. Similarly, acceleration is what? Dv by dt. So if you are getting a function, displacement function with respect to time, you can able to solve problems. Now we are seeing x equal to 60 square minus t cube. That's a function. Now velocity you can make that it is dx by dt. So by differentiation, this will be get what? 12t minus 3t square. And also acceleration is a dv by dt. By differentiation of this one, you are getting 12 minus 60. This thing we had seen in the earlier slide itself. Okay. So now you are going to substitute the values. So you are substituting t equal to 0. If you are putting t equal to 0, x value will get 0 and v value here if you are putting 0 value, okay, then it will get again a 0. But acceleration if you are putting 0, you will be getting a value as 12. So it is a 12 meter per second square. So the unit for displacement is meter and velocity it is meter per second and acceleration is meter per second square. Now you are putting for t equal to 2 seconds. If you are putting 2 seconds, then you can see that here you will be getting 2 square 4, 24 minus 2 cube is 8. Okay, 24 minus 8 you will be getting 16. Okay, that's what 16 meter. Similarly, at velocity, if you are putting 2, you will be what? You will be getting 4. Okay, 2 square is 4. Okay, so 4 into 3, 12. Here 24. 24 minus 12, you will be getting 12 meter per second. And acceleration as you are putting 2, 16 to 2 is 12. So 12 minus 12, you will be getting 0. Okay. So like that, you are making substitution for t equal to 4 seconds, and you are getting your maximum displacement position 32 meter. Okay. Once after solving the next second, you can identify either this is maximum or the next value is maximum. Okay. I already solved this one. Okay. That's why it is mentioned it is maximum. Okay. You can found where you are getting a maximum value, then you can make this suffix value. Okay. So now you are getting this is being your maximum value. Okay. So if you are seeing substitution, so at 6 seconds, you will be getting 0. That's what it is being maximum. Okay. At the graph you can make, then you can make whichever is maximum that you can write as a maximum value. Okay. And you can see x max is being 32 and v max is being 12. Okay. So by substitution, you are getting on the respective function of an x function and v function a function, you are putting the respective t value and you are going to get. Now you can see the displacement versus time. Okay, x versus t curve we can see. Okay, so by substituting whatever we had got for the t equal to 0 second, we got a 0. Okay, so here 0, and t equal to 2 second, we got a x equal to 16 meter. That's what x equal to 16 meter. Okay, and at t equal to 4 second, you got a 32 meter. Okay, 32 meter. Okay, and at t equal to 6 second, we are getting x equal to 0. Okay, that is what t equal to 6 second, we are getting x as 0. Okay, like that. Now you are going to see for v versus t. Okay, the curve for v versus t. So the velocity if you are seeing for t equal to 0 second, what you are getting velocity is 0. Okay, the substitution you got velocity as 0, and you got a positive 12 meter per second for 2 second. Okay, that is what at 2 seconds you are getting 12 meter per second. Okay, and at t equal to 4 seconds, you will be getting velocity as 0. Okay, at t equal to 4 seconds, you are getting velocity as 0. And t equal to 6 seconds, you are getting a velocity value as minus 36 meter per second. So you are getting a maximum velocity at 2 seconds. Okay, that's what you have made v equal to v max 12 meter per second. Okay, so v equal to 12 meter per second we are getting at the second of t equal to 2 seconds. Okay, t equal to 2 seconds you are getting. Okay, so now acceleration also we can see similar to this acceleration we can see. So acceleration, you are seeing that you are having the same t equal to 0 second, 2 second, 4 second, 6 seconds. By substitution, what you are getting, t equal to 0 seconds, you will be getting 12 meter per second square, and at t equal to 2 seconds, you are getting acceleration 0, because if you are putting 2, 6 into 2, 12, 12 minus 12 is 0. Similarly, if you are putting 4 seconds, here it will be 24, so 12 minus 24, you are getting minus 12 meter per second square. And also at t equal to 6 seconds, if you are putting, then you will be getting a value of minus 24. Okay, so that's what the respective curve, if you are getting, it is getting as in a straight line. Okay, so at t equal 6 seconds, so you can able to make a relation between the t. Okay, it is making a constant relation with the displacement, velocity as well as acceleration. Now if you are seeing determining the motion of a particle, so we can recall motion is what? It is defined if the position x is known for any of the time t. Okay, and we will be calling that v is what? It is being a differentiation function of displacement with respect to time. What is the change in displacement with respect to time? That is what we are calling as an v, velocity. So we can write mathematically v equal to dx by dt, and also acceleration a equal to dv by dt. This is what? Change in velocity with respect to time. And also acceleration, we are seeing that since it is being change in velocity, already change in velocity is what? Velocity is what? Dx by dt. So there, if you are putting, you will get it as d square x by dt square. So you are also, you can able to form the relation that with respect to dv by dx, also you can make a relation v into dv by dx, you can form with the help of v equal a equal to dv by dt. Now both the denominator and denominator you can multiply by dx in terms of dx. Okay, always we are seeing that with respect to the time function, you got seen that. Now with respect to, instead of a time function, if you are knowing only change in displacement and change in velocity, that time also you can able to identify what is acceleration. So here both the denominator and denominator you are putting by dx. Okay, that means what? It is having the same meaning of dv by dt. But you are knowing that dv by dx and you are putting dx by dt. We are knowing dx by dt is being what? Velocity. Okay, so here you are having velocity, so it will be what? V into dv by dx. So this relation is important while solving problem. Whenever you are not having a knowing of a time function and you are knowing change in velocity and change in displacement, at the time you can able to identify acceleration. And if the acceleration is given, we can determine velocity and position by two successive integrations. So now there are three classes of a motion. That is what you will be having an acceleration that is being given as a function of a time, and acceleration as a function of a displacement, and acceleration as a function of velocity. If you are considering first case, that is acceleration is a given function of a time a equal to f of t. If a equal to f of t, you can take dv by dt. From that, you can able to make that dv, that will be equal to f of t into dt. So from that, you can make an integration approach. So if you are having a velocity, it have an initial velocity and final velocity. Initial velocity, it will be v naught, okay, and final velocity will be v, okay. Some Indian authors, they will be using, instead of v naught, they are using u, small letter u, okay, especially Kurumi, R.S. Kurumi, this professor is using, instead of v naught, they are using u, okay. You need not confuse, just make a note of what it is said, okay. So u is being initial velocity, but most foreign author, they are using v naught as initial velocity, okay. So velocity means what? It have some initial velocity and final velocity. That's what the change in velocity. So in integration, we'll be making use v naught to v integration, okay, dv. That will be having the change of time from initial position of 0 seconds to t second. It have the variation up to t seconds. By that, you will be making f of t dt, integral 0 to t f of t dt. So that you are making limit, upper limit minus lower limit is what at the integration. So that you are making that v minus v naught, that will be equal to integration of 0 to t f of t dt. So we will be having the velocity function with respect to displacement v equal to dx by dt. From that also you can write dx equal to v dt. So you can maybe to make again like this, you will be making integration. Displacement will be what? From initial position x naught to x dx, and velocity will be from 0 to t. It is going to have time function dt, that will be what? 0 to t, okay. So that you can able to make displacement variation is what? From upper limit to minus lower limit. So x minus x naught, that will be equal to integral 0 to t v dt. So if you are considering acceleration as a function of a displacement, we'll be having a equal to f of x, then v into dv by dx. That is what the last derivation we have made. Instead of on a time, if you have got the change in velocity and then change in displacement, that function if you are taking, then you can able to make v dv equal to f of x dx. This dx will go this side, f of x dx. So again you are making integration of v dv. So velocity will be dv. Okay, so velocity is going to have a differentiation. So initial velocity to final velocity, and dx also you are having, so that x naught to x, it have a variation from x naught to x, so that you are getting that upper limit minus lower limit. So v, if you are differentiating, you will get v square by 2. So x, if your integration of x is what? Integration of x, if you are making, it will be x square by 2 plus c. But the plus c we are not considering, okay, that is being negligible. So by that we will be getting integration of v as v square by 2, okay. Similarly here you will be having what? V naught, because you will be making it upper limit minus lower limit. So it is half v square minus half v naught square. That will be equal to this right side function, integral x naught to x, f of x dx, okay. So v equal to dx by dt. Again, acceleration we had made, and again we are going to go for velocity. Okay. So now in velocity, again the same thing. Okay, it is being dx by v, that is equal to dt. So that integration of dx by v, that will be equal to integration of dt. So dx you are having integration dx, so that you are having the limit x naught to x, integration dt, that is change in time with respect to time, you are having to have a change. Okay, that is what a dt. Okay, so where you are having the d function, differentiation function in integration, that's what you are going to apply limit. Okay, here you are having dx, you will be applying the limit for x. Here you are having dt, so you apply the limit for t. Okay, similarly if you had a dv, then you have to apply, so you have to apply for velocity. You can see here. Okay, you had a integral dv, you will be applying limit over v naught to v. Okay, so now as you are applying the function, you will be able to solve the equation. So final one is what? Function of velocity. So acceleration as a function of velocity. Again, you can able to make a equal to f of v. That will be what? That will be dv by dt. So that you are going to get a dv by f of v equal to dt. Okay. So by applying integration, dv is given. So what will be your integration? V naught to v. As dt is given, integration limit will be what? 0 to t. So that will be equal to, finally you are getting integration of v naught v dv by f of v equal to t. Then acceleration, you will be able to write v into dv by dx, and again you can able to make at the next step v dx equal to v dv by f of v. Then you can apply the integration for dx as x naught dx, for dv v naught to v. So finally you are getting x minus x naught equal to integration of v naught to v, v dv by f of v. So as a summary, while you are solving the problems, you have to establish a coordinate system and specify an origin. Then you have to remember what is the relation between this x as well as v, a, t, that is displacement, velocity, acceleration, time, how it can be related. Okay, so v will be what? It will be dx by dt, and acceleration is what? dv by dt. And acceleration also you can write it is d square x by dt square. And without a time function also we are having the relation, that is what? A equal to v into dv by dx, without a time function. Okay, without a time function also you can able to obtain a acceleration relation. So whenever you are integrating, either use limits, whatever the constant of integration, as already said, for what you are going to integrate, the limit has to be substituted as upper limit and lower limit. Now we will see one problem. So here the problem is given: a ball tossed with 10 meters per second vertical velocity from a window 20 meter above ground. So you have to determine the velocity and elevation above the ground at time t, and the highest elevation reached by the ball at the corresponding time, and time when ball will hit the ground and the corresponding velocity. So this sketch is given in the problem. Okay, if you see this sketch, you have the initial velocity given, that is what? 10 meter per second. Okay, and you are throwing it at a 20 meter above ground. Okay, even if the sketch is not given, you can able to make it from the help of a question. You can able to make it. Okay, so it have a 20-meter distance. From 20 meter above only you'll be dropping the ball. Okay, the ball toss. Okay, you will be going to toss the ball. Okay, above the ground. Okay, so you are tossing it above. Okay, you are not dropping, you are tossing it above. Okay, and you will be getting that you are having a initial velocity that is given in the problem, 10 meter per second, and you have distance 20 meter. Initial displacement is known. Okay, that is what, as it is being height, instead of taking x naught, we are taking y naught. Okay, so final displacement being y, and the initial displacement we can take y naught. Okay, and you will be having the acceleration value. Since you are going to toss the ball, you will be having the acceleration 9.81 meter per second. That is what the gravitational force we are taking as an acceleration. Okay, so gravitational acceleration we are considering here. Okay, this a is here, actually it is a g. Okay, so 9.81 meter per second we are considering as an acceleration. Now we are going to solve the problem using our relation. We have the relation. So now we are going to use that. So we are going to integrate twice to find that v of t as well as y of t. So we had a dv by dt. That is what acceleration. Acceleration is what? It is change in velocity with respect to time. That is what it is available in the problem as 9.81 meter per second. You are throwing it, you are tossing it. Okay, so you are going against the gravity, so that you have to put it as a negative. If you are simply dropping, you can take as it is 9.81, but you are going to toss it, okay, as it is thrown upside, okay, so that is tossed, okay. So we are taking it as a negative minus 9.81. We are taking it as a negative against the gravitation. So take it as a minus 9.81 meter per second square. Now you are applying integral dv. Okay, as you are applying integral dv, you will be having what? Initial velocity to final velocity. Okay, so as a dv, okay, change in velocity from one time to another time, initial velocity to final velocity. Here dt is going this time, so the time variation initially from 0 seconds to what is the final second. Okay, so now you can able to make upper limit minus lower limit. So v of t minus v naught, that will be equal to what? This minus 9.81 t, because t is what? Upper limit, minus lower limit is 0, so minus 0 you are going to neglect that. Okay, so now you are going to get a function v of t equal to this initial velocity is known, that is given in the problem, 10 meter per second. So that is what? 10 meter per second minus 9.81. This 9.81 is what? Actually acceleration, that is what? 9.81 meter per second square t. So you have a function of velocity that is known to you. So you have the equation of velocity. Okay, now we will solve the problem. What is solved in the problem that we can solve. So by seeing that, it will be clear that we are seeing v of t equal to 10 and minus 9.81 t. This is being of the form y equal to a plus bx. At y equal to a plus bx, you will be knowing that the a is what? Intercept, and b is what? That is slope. Okay, that's what you are seeing here. Intercept is being 10. Okay, at the a. Okay, y equal to a plus bx. Okay, intercept is being 10. Okay, and the slope is being what? 9.81 meter per second. Okay, so you can be having the velocity and the time function. Okay, the straight line, a linear line you are getting. Okay, that is what y equal to a plus bx correlation. Okay, that's what this vts curve. Okay, now coming to our problem. Okay, so we are taking that equation v of t equation we have. Okay, now we are going to solve it further. Okay, dy by dt, because now we have a velocity function only. Like that, we have to go for a displacement function also. So taking dy by dt, that is what it is being the velocity. Okay, so the velocity will be what? Change in displacement with respect to time. So that v of t we have already seen from the given equation. We have seen that that is being 10 minus 9.81. So now you are taking the dy, that will be what? From initial displacement to final displacement, and dt it is going this side. So for a dt you are applying the limit 0 to t. Okay, and you have the function of time function here, 10 minus 9 minus 10 minus 9.81 t. Okay, so 10 dt minus 9.81 ddt. Okay, so here upper limit minus lower limit, y of t minus y naught, and here by integration you will be getting it 10t, and here t square by 2. So that is what? 1 by 2 9.81 t square. Okay, actually it is t, while you are integrating integral t dt, you will be getting t square by 2. That's what? Okay, t square by 2. By that 1 by 2 9.81 t square you are written. Okay, so now by solving this, you are forming a equation. It is being what? Y of t equal to, you have 20 meter, because why not? It is given in the problem as 20 meter. Okay, and you will be knowing about your initial velocity 10 meter per second. Okay, that you have already written. That's what how we have formed this equation. Okay, and 9.81 by 2 you will be getting it as 4.905. Now if you are seeing this, this is having the quadratic equation form. Okay, now we are getting a quadratic equation form, that is you can able to solve ax. Okay, you will be having ax square plus bx plus c, that is equal to 0 with that form. Okay, whenever you are going to reach the ground, at that time you can able to identify what will be the time. Okay, so now you are going to see first condition is what? A highest elevation reached by the ball and the corresponding time. That is what the first thing asked. Okay, so now while solving this, you have the t at which velocity equals 0. If you are reaching the that ball, whenever you are tossing up, if it is reaching a highest elevation, what will happen? The velocity is going to get a 0, because after that it is going to get falling down. Okay, so that's why you are having a 0 velocity whenever it is reaching the highest elevation. And by that you can able to substitute v of t equal to 0 whenever it is reaching a highest elevation. You can able to identify the time at that particular time. Okay, that is highest elevation one into are reaching, you are losing your velocity. Upward velocity is 0. Okay, then it is going to be a negative velocity. It is going to get down towards due to the gravity. Okay, So that's what, if you are putting 0, you can identify at what second this highest elevation reaching event is happening. Okay, so you are substituting the 0 so that you are able to solve. Okay, you can able to solve it by putting, you can see a calculator. Okay, so you are having a 10. Okay, 10 divided by 9.81. Okay, by seeing 10 divided by 9.81, you will be getting that value as 1.019. Okay, so you are getting the value 1.019. So the t value now you have solved, that is being what? Yeah, 1.019 seconds by solving this. Okay, so at 1.019 second, this ball will be reaching the highest elevation. Now you had the time is known to you. Now also you are writing that we are having the 20 meter as well as 10 meter per second. Okay, and we had already found a relation y of t equal to this quadratic relation we had made. So that you are simplifying now. Okay, now t equal to what? 1.019 second. What is the highest elevation? Time you had already calculated, that t value now you are substituting. Okay, by substituting you will be able to make calculation. Okay, once you are making a calculation, you are getting that y value that is equal to 25.19 meter. So as you are knowing now, okay, so highest elevation is being what, at 1.019 second. You can able to see displacement initially 20 meter at window, 20-meter height. You are throwing the ball. Okay, so that it is going up. Okay, after t equal to 1.01 second, it is reached the highest distance. Okay, that distance is what, 25.19 meter. At 25.19 meter, you have reached it. Okay, and you will be getting a dropping of an velocity. Okay, so that is what you will be having the dropping. So your slope having initial velocity of the 10 meter per second. Okay, so you had the time, highest elevation time as well as highest elevation position. Okay, so the next condition is what, time when ball will hit the ground and corresponding velocity. If you are seeing a ball that is hitting the ground, your altitude will become 0. So if you are solving that, you can evaluate the corresponding velocity whenever the altitude is 0. If the altitude is 0, that means what, your displacement position reached the ground, that means it is 0. So now this is what a quadratic equation. Ax plus ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. That quadratic equation you have. Okay, so we can see that. So as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So now whatever we have seen is the equation. Okay, so in the equation we are having 4.905 in the case of ax square. Okay, 4.905. For b we will be having a 10, and for a c we will be having a 20. So now you can see that for a we are having 4.905, for a b we are having 10, c equal to 20. So that is can be solved by quadratic equation. We can able to solve x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So by that you can able to substitute. This is what the equation we got, y of t equal to 20 meter 10 meter per second 4.905. So in the A you will be having a minus 4.905. In the case of B you are having 10. In the case of C you are having 20. So substitute that respective values. In case of A you had substituted minus 4.905. In case of B you had substituted a 10. Okay. In case of C you had substituted the value 20. Okay. So solving it. Okay. So what you are getting is, you are getting two values, 3.28 as well as minus 1.243. So negative displacement you will not get. Okay, you will be going to get about the positive values only. So positive value is meaning, but negative is not having a meaning. Okay, so we can consider the positive value. Okay, t equal to time seconds. Okay, so you had made it solving for t. Okay, so you had solved it, and t is a negative, it is not possible, so you are considering only a positive value. So t equal to 3.28 seconds is meaningful. Okay, so you can consider t value as 3.28 seconds. Okay, so now t value you are knowing. Now you are seeing that v of t value we are having what, 10 minus 9.81, and v value now we have seen that for 3.28 second what will be the velocity, that is time when the ball will hit the ground, that we are knowing 3.28 second, and the corresponding velocity at this time what will be the velocity. So here we are going to put this t value as 3.28 second. Okay, so velocity at 3.28 seconds. Okay, here we are put the 3.28. By making calculation you are getting the velocity as minus 22.2 meter per second. So now finally you got, whenever it is hitting the ground, what is the time? Okay, so you are getting the time of 3.28 second. At 3.28 second, it's reaching the ground, okay, and also the velocity is being what, minus 22.2 meter per second, okay, a negative slope, so is going towards this direction, okay. So velocity, it's a dropping velocity, okay, so that is what 22.2 meter per second square is what for the slope. Okay, but thank you, thanks for